45 in the sudden victory. Shot there by Kennedy. Meeting for the 6th time in their college career. Shot by the Buckeye on the edge. Just over a half a minute remaining in the sudden victory, as they both drift back to the center.
Bottom right, Steed was in on an underhook, limp armed out. He's behind one leg of Wask. Looks like time's going to run out, and we're going to have overtime on mat 6 as well.
Lockett and Adujo are 1-1 on mat number 7, upper right.
This is the pressure cooker. This is what it's all about. One sequence, one move.
Going to the tiebreakers on 4. They flip the disc. Look at Cam Steed in the sudden victory.
Wow. Had that underhook, shucked it by to a body lock, and just ran right through him.
Cam Steed of Missouri into the semifinals at 174 pounds. The tiebreaker has Kennedy going underneath in the first of the 2 30-second periods. This is not sudden victory. Riding time is cleared. Every second matters. Great quick escape for Kennedy.
It got to the sit-out, hip heist under. That's just attitude.
Shot there by Harchla. Good sprawl from the Hawkeye on the edge. Kennedy circles back in.
Hey, great job holding position, wrestling smart.
And now Harchla's going to have choice. I think he's going to go neutral.
Yeah, we saw yesterday, I'm drawing a blank on which match it was, but there was 4 seconds on the riding time.
That was Gabe Arnold.
Gabe Arnold's match.
And Rodemaker.
And Rodemaker. But
so now, because Kennedy got that quick escape, Harchla chooses neutral.
And if you're Kennedy, head hands defense, try to tie Harchla up. You can get it on a leg yourself and eat clock. That would be ideal. Harchla's controlling the center, keeping him on the edge. Out of bounds, neutral with 13 seconds left to go.
I'm not sure if Kennedy has been hit for stalling yet.
I mean, if not, it's got to be coming.
Inside of 10 seconds, head hands defense there by the Hawkeye. Late charge from Harchla. And Patrick Kennedy evens the all-time series with his rival Carson Harchla. They beat each other 3 times apiece, and he will join his teammate Mikey Caliendo in the semifinals. Harchla knocked off by Kennedy. So 174 is all set. It'll be Levi Haynes versus Patrick Kennedy, Christopher Minzo, and Cam Steed. Minzo and Steed, you talk about a couple of bosses. I'm looking forward to that semifinal tonight.
Yeah, Steed's looked sharp all tournament, tech fall, first day. Obviously a gritty win against Wasp there in overtime, going feet to back. But Minto has really come on these past couple weeks.
A lot of fun to talk with Wyatt Hendrickson. And now we bring in another guest. And we've talked a lot about nicknames, Mike. We're with the champ. Maybe the coolest nickname
I thought
ever.
you were going to say GOAT.
Go with that as well. But I like the champ. Jordan Burroughs. Jordan, great to have you up here. How you been?
Pleasure to be here. Thank you, guys. Happy to be here.
What do you make of this tournament, Jordan?
Toughest tournament in the world. 3 days, weigh-ins 3 days in a row. An abundance of talent from all over the country. I tell you what, I was just walking down on the event level. When you're in the concourse, it's vibes, right? You got beer and chicken fingers and French fries. The guys are having a good time. Everyone's here, excited to see their team. And when you go down to the event level, the mood instantly changes, right? There's a lot of tension. You could cut it with a knife. So it's heavy down there. The rivalry is amongst all these coaches. and wrestlers. So it was really unique to be down there because this tournament is so extremely difficult. And you establish relationships and friendships with all these wrestlers. Half of these coaches have recruited the guys that maybe have decided to wrestle for another team, so they've established relationships with those guys. There's just so much happening, so many different storylines in this tournament. I love it. I'm having a good time.
Zooming in a little bit beyond just the tournament, day 2 in particular, you talked about the tension you feel on the competition floor. If you think back to when you were competing, how you felt on day 2, what is it about this day that makes it so intense?
Well, because if you lose today, you go home, right? I think the goal, as much as I hated to cut weight, the goal of the season was always to make it to the final weigh-in. That first day, the same thing with the concourse. Everyone's in jubilation. You're shaking hands with your opponents, your teammates, and guys that are in other lines. That third day, guys have head wraps, black eyes. There's only 8 guys in each weight class remaining in the tournament. So if you make it to that last weigh-in, you know that you're the guy.
You have a keen eye for this sport. You've mastered this sport at the highest levels from a technical standpoint. Who are a couple of guys that have especially stood out to you?
Ooh, man, that's a great question.
I'm coming with a hard hand fight, JB. You know that.
that is a really good question. There's really a number of ways to look at it, Shane. I think if you're looking at the guy who's just the most fun, I would say Jax Forrest. He's a guy that infuses a bit of chaos and discomfort into every match and takes his opponents into deep waters, and not in deep waters in terms of fatigue, but just in the complexity of his movements. It's just so much action happening. A lot of guys eventually get lost in the sequence. I would say Ben Davino, same weight class. He's a guy that he's a perfect mixture. He's halfway between Jax Forrest and Marcus Blaze. Marcus Blaze is a little more conservative than I would like, and Jax Forrest is a little more cavalier than I like to be in my wrestling. And so I think Ben Davino provides you with the perfect balance of the two of those guys. He wrestles really hard, but really precise with his movements.
Setting the stage for the quarterfinals at 184 pounds, the #1 seed Rocco Welsh for Penn State. Silas Allred for the Cornhuskers. To the right on mat number 5, Max McAnally for the Golden Gophers. And Eddie Knightenbach for Wyoming. Down below, you have Brock Manteneau, the 5 seed. Brian Soldano now at Oklahoma, the 20 seed. And the big match on mat number 6, Aiden Sinclair and Angelo Ferrari. Sinclair with 30 wins this season, only 1 defeat. That was at the Paycom National Duels to Ferrari. What intrigues you about that match with Sinclair and Ferrari?
I love how young this weight class is. You look at 184 pounds, just the youthfulness, and Rocco Welsh being, a sophomore, McAnally a sophomore, Sinclair a freshman, Ferrari a sophomore. These guys are all young. They'll be battling for years to come, and so I enjoy watching this weight class significantly. I think the most special thing about this, though, is, you see McAnally and Welsh. These have been 2 guys that have been in the spotlight for an extended period of time. I feel like Sinclair is right at the top tier of that bunch, but is talked about the least.
He scores the most.
And it's likely because of the program that he's a part of. The Mizzou Tigers, I know when I was in college, we were in the Big 12, right? So it was before Nebraska made the transition to the Big 10. They were our primary rivals, and Coach Brian Smith's done a tremendous job there for many decades. And so I like what Sinclair brings to the table. He has a joy that he brings to the sport, but he's tough as nails and can wrestle in every position.
Wrestled for Pat Yauk, Milton High School in Wisconsin. Ferrari from Melissa, Texas. They're on mat number 6.
And to your point about Sinclair in this weight class, he scores a lot of points. You look at his history throughout the season, he definitely lights it up. And Ferrari is a guy who wrestles close. He's in a lot of tight matches, but that hasn't really been the case so far in this tournament. He's put up double digits in his first 2 bouts. Obviously, this is a different level of competition with Sinclair, but we'll see if this is another low-scoring affair like it was earlier in the year, or if these guys open up a little bit.
When you watch college wrestling the last several years, Jordan, this is unfair, but I'll ask the question anyways. Who's the guy that reminds you the most about yourself?
Ooh. In this tournament or in the past?
You can take the past couple years, whatever you want to go with that.
Yeah, I would say David Carr. David Carr is a guy who I consider like a protege. He's been a guy that's been around the game for an extended period of time, but also has a championship pedigree, comes from a great bloodline, and wrestles really hard.
Aiden Sinclair, single leg. How do you finish this, JB?
And he's doing a really